Apple just pulled a classic Apple move with the iPhone 16e, and it's more than just a price hike. The real story isn't just the 40% jump to $599, it's how Apple is subtly redefining what entry-level means in its ecosystem. Let's break down why this isn't just another iPhone release, but a strategic shift that could shape Apple's future. First, they're clearly redefining what budget means in the Apple ecosystem. At $599, they're not competing with mid-range Android devices anymore. Instead, they're creating a new entry market for two key markets. One, families in established markets, and two, aspirational buyers and emerging ones. For families, especially those looking at their teen's first iPhone, that 16e hits a sweet spot. It's premium enough to last a few years, but won't break the bank, like a Pro model. Plus, it keeps kids in that valuable Apple ecosystem. Think like family sharing, iMessage, and all those service revenue streams. In emerging markets, particularly India, where Apple's investing heavily in manufacturing, the 16e isn't competing on price, it's competing on brand. It's positioned as an attainable luxury, much like how MacBook Air transformed from Apple's budget laptop into its mainstream hero product. But here's where it gets really interesting. The C1 modem. This isn't just a cost-saving move, it's Apple executing their vertical integration playbook again. Just like they did with processors, they're starting with their entry-level device to perfect the technology before rolling it out. Now, for Qualcomm, this should be deja vu of what happened to Intel, and I'd be concerned. The feature set tells us a lot about Apple's priorities. Face ID, 48 megapixel camera, Apple Intelligence software access. These aren't just specs, they're ecosystem hooks. Each one makes it harder for users to leave Apple's world, especially once they're using features like iCloud Photos or Face ID for password management. The 6.1-inch display screen is also strategic. By not offering a compact option, Apple's essentially saying that the future is bigger screens, better for consuming content, using apps, and ultimately generating services revenue. Apple's not just launching a phone, they're strengthening their entire ecosystem. The 16e isn't their cheap phone, it's a calculated move to lock in long-term users, whether they're teens in the US or first-time iPhone buyers in emerging markets. Apple has made it clear there's no such thing as a budget iPhone anymore. If you want iOS, you're paying for quality, and their record profits prove the strategy works. It's kind of a masterclass in brand strategy. Don't dilute your premium positioning to chase market share. Instead, create new entry points that maintain your brand value while also expanding user base. And most importantly, make those entry points sticky enough through ecosystem features and brand experience that customers never want to leave. That's how you turn market share into long-term value.